If you come to rob me, you will leave disappointed. All this land and only weeds to show for it. Do you ever regret your choices, Wanderer? Ever feel certain you are on the just path? Only it leads nowhere. That's where you'll find this old farmer. A lifetime of failure. For 30 years I have hunted my brother's killer. Tracked it all across Skyrim seeking justice. Somehow it always managed to vanish. Tell me, have you heard any stories of a monster called the Pale Man? Something that stalks the moonlit snows. It steals loved ones away without a sound. A couple folks sent letters saying they had new sightings. These old legs are much too ruined for travel now. Would you be willing to hear them out for some gold? Find Efja in Morthal and Hartgurt in Dragonbridge. Tell them Erolf sent you. Ask them where they saw the Pale Man and who it stole. Thanks for hearing out an old man. Most just think I have lost my mind, but I know the truth. Ah, got your interest, did it? Maybe you're the person I need after all. Maybe Kang decided to send me a blessing instead of a curse. For once in my damned life. All you need to know about the Pale Man is that it takes people. It took my brother. Drendek, yes, my older brother. Strong and hearty. A Nord's Nord. I thought there was no one in the world stronger than Drendek. Of course, I was only 6 at the time. Then the Pale Man snatched Drendek up like a babe. Some say that. Most claim it doesn't exist at all. My father claimed that, and my mother, and the Sword Thane of Morthal. They all said a bear took Drendek. They said a little traumatized boy imagined the Pale Man, made up stories. He's not a story. I hunt the Pale Man. I've been hunting the cursed thing for 30 years. But it's like a ghost. Comes in snowstorms every 10 or so years. Takes wit once in a spree of abductions, and then vanishes again. Every time it comes back, I get closer. The Pale Man took their loved ones, as it has taken so many over the years. These people are witnesses, so I need to know what they saw. I can't return whoever they lost, but I can track the thing down and kill it. A bad fall. While exploring a cave out on the northern coast, looking for signs of the Pale Man, when I ran right into a nest of frostbite spiders. I got out of the cave, but slipped and fell down a hill. Damn near crawled back to Dragonbridge. You ever try crawling from the northern coast to Dragonbridge? It took damn near 3 days. By the time I got back, my wounds were infected. Or so the healer said. Legs haven't worked right since. I can walk, but I can't run. Damned inconvenient.
This better be important. Unless you want to pick up a rake, I don't have time to jaw at strangers. Well then, that changes it. I used to think that man had lost his senses. Then the Pale Man killed my bear. Now I understand. Before you ask, Bear was my hound. He mostly just slept and smelled bad, but he was all I had after my husband died. Because I saw it! Bear and I were tracking hawkers on the coast, over the mountain north of Solitude. When night fell, we made camp. Bear's yelp woke me. I expected to see a giant. Instead, I saw the pale man dragging away my poor dog. What do you think? I rushed into my tent and got my axe. When I came out, they were gone. Searched through the night, but the storm was thick as stew, and I can't track like Bear. That monster took my dog. My good dog! Bear deserved better. I've known soldiers and killers in my day. Even been friends with a few. I don't know any I'd call evil, but that thing was evil. That thing killed my dog. Everybody told me I was crazy. Errolf is the first one who made sense. He used to post flyers around the area asking for stories about the Pale Man. We laughed them off back then, but no longer. After the monster took Bear, I sent Errolf a letter that said where to find me. I pray he gets that vicious creature.
My favorite part of coming to this inn is the strangers trying to talk to me. It's great. Never gets old. What do you want? Glad to hear Erolf is still above ground. I thought his obsession had finally killed him. Yeah, I saw the Pale Man. My sister and I were ranging far north of Solitude, out along the coast. That night, we made camp with a plan to head back at dawn. Late after I fell asleep, Merlith's scream woke me. I rushed out of the tent and saw it stalking away, carrying her. Her neck was twisted, backward. I gave chase, but it was quick. Slipped into the shadows without a trail. Taller than any man I've seen, but thin, like a draugr. So I know it wasn't a giant. And paler than a belly of a cave fish. Look, Merlith and I never really liked each other, so I don't care if you find it. But hopefully this helps Erolf. I've known old Erolf for a long time. I thought he was frost-touched, but I was wrong. That thing, whatever it is real, and it murdered my sister. I wonder how many other old stories that I ignored over the years are true. He used to frequent the Inns of Solitude, begging for someone to join his hunt. Just another madman, we thought. Maybe if I'd listened to him back then, we could have found the Pale Man together. Then Merlith would still be alive.
Wolves of ice and bone attacked Brune, my lady, and he saw ghosts. Ghosts? None. Wolf attacks? Go to the inn. I'll reach my maid. Come on, let's warn you.
You're back. Wasn't certain I'd see you again. Well, have you talked to Eifja and Hautgard? Along the northern coast, you say? Yes, that might narrow it down. Here, follow me inside. Ever since it took my brother, I've tracked Pale Man sightings across Skyrim. See on this map? Yes, there and there. For years I have tracked the location of every Pale Man attack. Each one brought me closer to its lair. These last two confirm it. The Pale Man must be on the northern coast between Dragonbridge and Solitude. It won't escape me again. A decade ago, I tracked down a cave where the Pale Man brought its kills. For days I waited. Eventually, I left to replenish supplies. When I returned, I saw loose rocks and an empty crawl space. The damn thing had watched me the whole time. It only attacks the unsuspecting or vulnerable, and I was armed to the teeth. It's no mere beast. It's smart, cunning. But I have an idea on how we draw it out. Bait of an unusual variety. Would you be willing to help out? Gods, no! I'm not willing to lose the only helpful person I've met in a decade. I need you to collect the ingredients and bring them to me on the northern coast. Then we'll draw out the creature and avenge its victims. The Pale Man likes to take people, so we'll make one for it, using Draugr parts treated with alchemy. This is where you come in. There is a crypt nearby. Dead Man's Respite. Chop up enough Draugr parts for a body, then meet me on the northern coast. The alchemical mixture I plan to use is necrotic, for lack of a better term. It only reacts with dead flesh. If we doused a living person with it, they'd die. But not before their flesh melted and they screamed a whole lot first. It's nasty stuff. No one knows what makes those walking corpses move. But we do know they stop moving if you hack them up enough. We need intact, non-moving parts to make a body that will draw out the Pale Man. One Draugr won't do, but parts of dozens. That might. Well, no, it's just the closest place I know to find them. Any Draugr will do, and if you know somewhere else to hunt them, their parts will work as well as any other. Just be careful. Those walking corpses look slow, but they are strong and mean. After I failed to draw the Pale Man out 10 years ago, I talked to every hunter and reach witch who wouldn't slam the door in my face, or try to cook my eyeballs. The hunters suggested bait, but it was an old, clever woman who suggested the mixture. I don't know how it works exactly, only that it's something the Hag Ravens created. Somehow the clever woman stole it away from them. When poured on dead flesh, it creates a scent that drives anyone who smells it mad with hunger. The thing eats, doesn't it? We know it's smart enough to move lairs, avoid people who can kill it, and use snowstorms as cover. I've tested the mixture myself. It was all I could do not to eat the dead flesh I poured it on. Still makes me nauseous. While you're out collecting the Draugr parts we need, I'll mix the potion, limp up to the coast, and find the lair. Once you have the Draugr parts, run along the northern coast between Dragonbridge and Solitude, and look for me. I'll be waiting. This must be the Pale Man's cave. See the bones? Wolves don't make patterns like this. And I have seen this before. At its own lair. A location this remote is perfect to grab folks who are alone. Told you it was clever. Did you get the Draugr parts? You assemble them into a body that tempts the Pale Man. Take these sharp bones, jam them into the torso. Then, stick the arms, legs, and head onto them. Gruesome work, but it should hold. Pour on the pungent mixture I've made, and you have your bait. Last time I found a crude table deep within its lair. There were remains with gnaw marks on them. I think that's where it eats. Search the lair for a similar table. Place the body on it, then pour on the mixture. And, hold your breath. If this doesn't work, then come get me. I am not letting this thing escape again. It won't be killing any more people. If we have to, I'll be the bait. But I'd like to avoid that for as long as possible. Despite everything, I'd like to live. Was it in there? Were you able to kill it? What happened in there? Then it's over. Shaw's bones, it's over. After so many years, that thing is really dead. I don't know how I can thank you. I lost everything and was ready to give it all up. But now, finally, justice. I don't... Wait. That ring. It can't be. It's Drendek's signet ring. Our mother gave it to him shortly before our hunting trip, when the Pale Man took Drendek. I always felt she blamed me for losing it, and for my brother, but now... These must be from all the other victims. Trophies of the lives it snatched. That means it wasn't hunting for food. It was proud of what it had done. I need to return these to the families. Aifia and Hautgard. All of them deserve to know it's over. You've done more than enough for a broken old man. I'd like to see the faces of everyone when I tell them. It'll take a while with this limp, but I've got something to live for now. All I can offer you is this. Thank you.